This is the Best or Worst podcast. And now, here are your hosts, Koji Estevan Sakai and M. Martin Mapoma.
Welcome. This is the Best or Worst podcast. I am M. Martin Mapoma.
And I'm Koji Estevan Sakai.
Awesome. And this is episode number 45. Can you believe it, folks? We've been doing this thing for quite a while, and it's still a labor of love, and we love it so much. But more importantly, go ahead.
Our society is so focused on celebrity, we sometimes forget that regular people lead interesting lives too. Best or worst moment of your life, hosts Koji and Martin are here to let your story out. We put people on the spot. What are you going to hear? It could be funny. It could be poignant. It could be sad. You'll know when we know. Best or Worst is now a twice weekly podcast. On Tuesdays, we get to know our guests, and on Thursdays, we find out their best or worst moment. And this is the second half of the first episode, but if you don't want to listen to the first half, that's fine. You could just listen to the best or worst moment. But if you want to get to know our guest, Estevan, a little bit more, you could listen to the first half and find out a little bit about his jiu-jitsu and how he got into it.
Quite a journey. All
right. Well, Martin, do you want to hear Estevan's best or worst moment?
You know, I want to hear Estevan's best moment because he's such a good guy. And I'm feeling like I might know a couple of them. I could be wrong. But, I want to hear his best. What about you?
I'll go with you. So, Estevan, why don't we hear your best moment of your life?
My best moment. Okay, I was thinking about it when you told me you're going to invite me to your show. And my best moment, I'd say, as an adult, is my achievement of getting my black belt, right? Of course, that's one of my best moments, but I would say my best moment is probably coming to California and then finding joining the team of ZR. Joining ZR team probably changed my life for sure. But getting my black belt from them and stuff was the great moment. But I'd say just even finding them was probably just better. Just knowing this was where my family is, you know.
And what was it about
my new family?
And what was it about moving to California, moving to LA that meant so much to you?
It's just the idea. I'd say people always talk about they go to the big city to chase their dreams, and I kind of felt like I was doing that, you know. And the people I was meeting was I knew I was meant to meet them. So I was I'm really lucky and blessed to meet all these people that I was able to meet in California. So
look at you now. You're a black belt. That's awesome.
Yeah, and then I was able to I knew I was going to be there. So then I dedicated it, and I was I'm going to climb my way up the ranks of any martial arts gym has ranks, right? So proved myself, and then from there I was just able to know I knew I could do anything, right? Because I knew I was I don't think I could go to California and live, you know, survive by myself, or I don't think I could get to the top. And I was tell myself, no, you can, you know, whatever you doubt you have, that's it's a battle. I'd say any doubt in yourself is a battle.
And what kind of doubts did you have? What kind of doubts were there?
Maybe I wouldn't have support, or I wouldn't make money, you know, or I'd have to go back home, failure, maybe in a way, you know.
Yeah.
If I was to just return with nothing. You know, but now I've been out here a while. If I go home now, I'll be okay. You know, as a black belt, just been teaching for years and stuff.
What would you have been doing if you didn't come out here?
I don't know. I'd probably still be teaching, but maybe not as maybe not motivated and not passionate. Not the fire I have now. It's just people. I met the people that motivated me and pushed me to another level. So I'm happy I was able to come here and change myself for the better. Because the role models you find, you know,
sure.
If you don't have a great role model, and then sometimes you have a role model but you don't really know them. I was able to come out here and spend a lot of time with my role models. So.
What was that feeling like when you got your black belt? Because I remember, at the gym,
yeah,
there was a brown belt, and you were working so hard, and I always kept thinking this kid's got to be getting his brown belt, his black belt soon, because in the time that I've known you, I mean, you won a couple of tournaments, a bunch of medals, and I think didn't you win like overall one time? We got that big old belt.
Yeah, I got a couple belts, and
Yeah.
Well, when I came to California, I wanted to prove myself, so I started competing. I did maybe like 7, 8 to maybe 10 tournaments before I got my black belt. Like,
yeah,
maybe a little less, maybe 7, 8. At the Worlds, I did a really good. I was a brown belt rooster weight, and I won my first 3 fights by submission against really tough opponents from really good schools.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can remember. I can remember each fight. It was the World Championship, and I lost in the semifinals. So like I lost my 4th fight, and I got 3rd place. I got 3rd place in the Worlds at brown belt, and that was the weekend I got promoted.
To black
and I
belt?
I went to the Absolute and I fought the heavyweight champion first round, and I ended up losing that match. And right after that, my my coach made us take a team picture, and he gave me and on the podium he's had me stand up there because I was the only one that medaled at the Worlds that year. And he said next year you're gonna win first place, right? Next year you're gonna win first place at the brown belt. He's like, you didn't win this year, you gotta win next. And I was like, okay. And he's like, no, you're not, because you're a black belt. And he pulled out a black belt. Right?
Oh,
he's like,
man.
fight at the black belt. Yeah, and then everyone started clapping. It was like the whole team was there from watching the Worlds.
Did you cry?
So like, I didn't. I was so happy, man. I had tears. I say like a little bit of joy, like later on and maybe during a little bit, but I didn't cry. I knew it was coming, like I didn't know, but there was no doubt that I was gonna get my black belt because like I was never gonna give up. Like no matter what, even if he made me wait another year, I would have done it. Jiu-jitsu.
I believe. Yeah, I believe you would have. Who was the first person you called when you got your black belt? Did you call your mom or your dad or?
I call my mom. I always call my mom.
Yeah.
I always call my mom. I called her and I got my purple belt, and she was like, "No way," because I did it in record time. I called her. Yeah, I called her each belt. I was like, "Hey, I got my brown belt." She's like, "Geez." And then after that, it took me 5 years to get my black belt. I was a brown belt. Yeah, I was a brown belt for almost 5 years.
Wow, that's really putting the work in.
Yeah, and I went through every other belt in like less than 2 years. I went through like my white belt in a year, my blue belt in a year, my purple belt I spent 2 years in it, and then my brown belt I spent like 4 or 5, and then I got my black belt 2 years ago. Oh no, a year ago.
So you've probably been doing jiu-jitsu for more than 10 years, right?
No, about 10. So maybe my math's off because I say 1 at white, 1 at blue, and then 2 at purple. That's 4 years, and then 5 at brown, and then I've been a black for a year.
Yeah, so 10 years.
So 10.
I see.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Okay. That's so cool.
What's your next goal, Estevan? What's your goal that you want to accomplish next?
Okay, I want to win the world's first place at black belt, and I want to do that this year. They didn't have it this year, but maybe next year because they didn't have the tournaments this year. Like jiu-jitsu was pretty much canceled in 2021. So,
are you doing the August one? Is that still happening?
I want to do any tournament that happens. Like I want to fight. Like I'm trying to find matches. Like any match, anyone.
Coach will fight you.
No, it's not even worth. It's not even worth.
I want to tell him. I want to fight guys that are feared around the world. Like I want to fight the best guys that people are like, oh, I don't want to fight that, and then I want to be like, I'll do it, and I'm just like a little regular looking little guy.
Who do you want to fight?
You know what? I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Real quickly, that's gonna last you about 1 fight. Then they're gonna catch on real quick. They're gonna be like, why is Estevan like stepping up?
So which guys are you like thinking like that you would like to fight?
The matches I want is I want a rematch with the guy that's beat me twice, Thalson Suarez. He's like one of the best up and coming guys right now. And Mikey Musumeci, who is probably the best lightweight of all time, and he's active still.
How old is he?
Yeah, he's like 22, 23. He's young, really young. He's like
Jesus, he's really young.
Maybe younger. He's a 3-time world champion. He's super young, and he's beast.
Are these guys close to the same height as you, or a little taller, or what?
They're a little taller, but they're like thinner. I'm like pretty stocky, so they're like tall and lanky, or thin. You know, a little taller than me.
What about Gabriel?
He's pretty solid though. Gabriel's solid. Gabriel's a little taller than me, but he's solid.
Are you guys in the same weight class?
Yeah, I don't want to match up with Gabriel.
But he's
the anyone else. I don't want to match up with Gabriel. I don't even want to match up with Diego, but we ended up doing a match, and he beat me. I was like, if I had a match with Gabriel, I think it'd be interesting. But he's like, he always finds a way to come out on top. So it'd be
yeah, man. He's a freak, dude. Hey, that guy, man.
He's a big reason I moved to California to train with him.
Yeah, he's such a good kid, man. I've watched him fight before. It's something to see.
Yeah, like him and Lucas have been like the best role models for me as competitors. So
that's really good.
Yeah, I'm super lucky to be here and where I'm at.
So when you got your
no,
go ahead.
I'm saying just can't wait to get back out there and compete again with these guys. Yeah, with everyone. Get out. Just get the team out there. You know, the name.
Yeah. So getting back to your greatest day, getting your black belt. When you're on that podium, did you have any idea that was happening that day?
No, it was a surprise. It was like he's like pulled it out, and I was like, no way, today's the day, huh? Because it was just like a goal. I told my mom one time because I would call her every time I got promoted, but I told her I was like, I'm gonna get my black belt. I don't think she believed me because I was just like a kid. I was like, I see there's jiu-jitsu guys and there's black belts, and it takes a while. But I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get my black belt. Yeah, and he was like, yeah, right, kind of.
Getting your black belt. Go ahead. Sorry, I'm gonna stop.
So she didn't believe me, and then I was able to like prove to her pretty soon, like through like the next couple of years, that I was serious. So, like then so I was that. It was like a special moment for me to like be able to realize like all that from the beginning to the end of how long did it take me? 9 years. Like is a long like journey.
Yeah.
And then now you have to get your red belt.
Yeah, dude. There's no rush. Like I want to enjoy fighting black belts.
Yeah.
That was the whole vision, just black belt versus black belt, and I want to be that. Like I want to have 100 matches, like 100 matches in like a couple years. Or what? I want to do as many fights as I can.
Is Lucas a red belt?
No. You gotta be like 50.
Yeah, you have to be old.
Yeah, you gotta be pretty seasoned. I think you gotta be black belt for like 20 years or something.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Martin, you're gonna have to start working out to get to the red belt level.
Oh, I'll be like 70. I'll be 80 years old, man.
Be 80. You first have to get your black belt first. That's black belt 20 years.
Well, that's
25 years. Black belt. 25 years later.
Oh my God, I'd be 85. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to be able to try that thing. But so for our listeners and viewers, actually, because we're on Zoom, Este, from the time you were a white belt to where you are as a black belt, physically, how do you feel like you've changed? Because getting, jiu-jitsu is a daunting task. And my background was in kickboxing and Shaolin, taekwondo, and boxing. I was always a striker. I was never a grappler because I personally was never really good at wrestling. And when I started taking jiu-jitsu, I really loved it. And, of course, COVID hit. But, you see all these kids out there taking taekwondo and karate and hapkido, and they get their black belt in a year and a half, and you're like, wait, what? That doesn't happen in jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu is really a journey. So,
Stop.
Huh?
No, I'm telling my son to stop. Sorry. He's coming. I thought I was on mute.
Yeah, it is a journey, right? So your body will transform each belt to like the task you're trying to put it through. Like I feel like you adapt. We adapt to the stress we put ourselves to. So like if I keep increasing my work, like my workload, right? I just keep increasing it until like I need to take a step back. And then I'll take a step back and heal, but I'll always try to like carry more and more, so I could like I want to be able to do as much work and as long of a time as I can. So like I have cardio, I have like work ethic, hard work, power. Like I want to be able to like build everything all day.
And what advice do you have for somebody who's just starting jiu-jitsu or any of the kids?
Starting. I feel like starting, people want to like be really, really good, and they want to. People want to expect results really fast. I feel like if you are like too anxious to like get results, it's gonna be like sad. It's not gonna be as fun. But if you just kind of relax and keep persistent, that the results come fast and you get better, and it's fun. The more results, I feel the key thing to make it fun is results. So if you just train, you're gonna feel those results, and that's like the your body, your technique, and those and it changes for the better. So
I remember the first time that I could when I fought a new person or a white belt and I could do whatever I want. That was a big moment where it's like, oh wow, I know what I'm doing. Before that, you just kind of get your butt kicked all the time. And
you were the guy that was getting beat up by the people that were new at one point, and now they're.
I know. I watched that, man. I used to get my popcorn out, but here goes Koji. There he goes.
There goes Koji. Now Koji is good. Now Koji you're beating up Chris the other day.
As soon as I started taking jiu-jitsu, I was like, I had a lot of respect for Koji. I was like, oh. I was upset, though, that after my first month that the FBI was not calling me to take down hostage takers. I felt like I was ready to do that. My phone was not ringing.
The confidence is too much. People say,
"Oh yeah, dude." I'd walk out of there like, "What?"
The confidence changes. Yeah, your confidence goes through the roof. So I reel it in because I don't want to be too take on anything. I don't want to take on. I can't take on, because I'll take on anything pretty much. So I'm just like, as they don't handle unnecessary stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Well, but a guy like you, Estevan, if you ever got into a fight, I can promise you, whoever wants to fight you, they're not going to know that you're a black belt. And those first 5 seconds, they're going to be like, whoa. You know what I mean? It's crazy. But, it's been great having you on the show, Estevan. Koji and I we're really looking forward to this, the Giant Slayer, Estevan Martinez. And we've come to the end. So real quickly, just want to say, guys, thanks for listening. One more thing we'd like to do for us. We have a survey. If you go to Best or Worst Podcast, the website, click on survey, take the survey, and we are giving out 10 copies of Koji's awesome graphic novel, 442, about the Japanese unit that fought in World War II. An amazing, amazing story. So please go to the website.
Japanese
click on the survey. What's that?
Japanese American.
Why you gotta do that, man? Japanese. No, you're right. Okay, it's important. Go to the website.
Or show notes. It's also in the show notes too. It'll be in the show notes.
God damn it!
I'm sorry.
Okay. Anyway, 442 about the Japanese American soldiers that fought for the U.S. in World War II. It's a great story. It's very educational, eye-opening. It's beautifully drawn. The story's pretty amazing. So. Please
definitely.
Do it.
And Este, how can people follow you? How can people see what you're up to?
I just post on Instagram. Like the only like social media I use is Instagram and Facebook sometimes.
What's your Instagram though? What's your Instagram?
Instagram is Estevan, Estevan JJ. So Estevan JJ.
Okay, I'll put a link in the show notes. So if anybody wants to follow him, it's great because you can watch some fights. You can watch some of his clips from his fights and see what he's up to.
Yeah, I post like technique, and then I'll post like my fights and tournaments and pretty much just anything jiu-jitsu related. And then on my Facebook too, Estevan Martinez. So
okay, I'll definitely put a link to that as well.
Yeah,
cool. I'm gonna be starting an athletes page on Facebook. So. I'll put that on my Facebook. So it's just my Facebook, and then
Perfect.
I get my athletes page going, connected to that soon.
Well,
yeah, but thank you guys for having me on the show.
Estevan, thank you so much. Really appreciate you coming on. And Martin, thanks for hosting today's episode. Everybody, thank you for listening.
I try. I want to look that cool like Estevan when I'm holding the camera like that. He looks like an athlete. He's got Gabriel behind him. If I turn my camera down, I start walking around and my neck's all big. I'm like, I don't look as cool. It's like an old guy. Estevan looks like a badass,
my muscles
man.
in there.
Yeah, he looks like you're buff. All
Thanks,
right, well,
guys.
thank you guys. All right, bye, everybody.
Thank you. See you guys.